Well, that door looks pretty good. I just installed it. I painted the doors from before. I took all the hardware off, took the old hinges off, put new hinges on, and just rehung this door. Okay, if you want to watch that, that's what I did on this video. Okay, I could leave 2 hinge pins down here on the ground. I'm going to do that. These are brand new. There's no grease on them. There's no dirtiness on it, or greasy marks or anything like that. These are basically dry. I mean, I can feel just slight. So I leave 2 of them down there, and I leave 1 in my nail bag. And I leave it in a strategic place in my nail bag so I know where it's at so I can grab it. Okay, so I'm just going to leave it down in my nail bag. In fact, if those are greasy, which you know, some can be, I'm gonna just stick them all in my nail bag. Okay. I'm gonna take this door, and usually I try to carry it in the same way all the time, but this way I'm doing it different because the hinges are facing that way, and I don't want to flop the door all around and all that kind of stuff. And just watch what you're doing. Be careful not to bang anything or anything like that. Look at that. I usually carry it in. I don't carry it in that way generally. I shouldn't have done that because that's the bottom of the door. I want the top of the door. Okay. And I got my back support on and my knee brace and everything, and I can just swivel this around. Just be careful and try not to whack your doors, your walls and stuff. Now all I care about is the top hinge. I don't care if the bottom 2 line up or anything. All I want to do is get my hinge pin just in the top knuckle and the top knuckle on the door frame. That's it. I don't want to do anything else. Okay? Just lining that up. Grab my first hinge pin. And I'm just going to do that. That's it. If it goes down further, fine. But if it's just like right there, and if it doesn't go any further, don't start taking a hammer try to beat it down, because your bottom 2 hinges aren't lined up yet. You could bend the hinge pin slightly. You could tweak one of your knuckles here. Don't do anything. Look, this door is not going to fall down now. But now I'm just going to lift that and work on the second one. If the second one goes in, fine. If it doesn't, then I got to get a hammer and kind of tap on one or the other just a little bit. Okay, that's all the further I'm going to go. Okay, because the bottom is not lined up 100% yet. Okay, until I get that bottom lined up, the other hinge pins, I don't care about. I'm not going to tap those down until I get down here, line this up, pull on the door a little bit, line it up, push it in. That easy. I'm pushing in with my thumb. You know, that's all you got to do. And normally I don't push those down and tap them all the way down until I get the door in, until I get it adjusted or finalized and all that kind of stuff. I'll just tap this down a little bit. And I want to be careful as I do that, so I'm not rubbing the backside of my hammer on the door frame, on the door casing, anything like that. That's it. I don't have to do anything more. I'm not going to tap those pins down all the way until I'm 100% happy with this door on the way it is. Because if I forgot to fix this, or for some reason this door shifted and I got to mess with the door, maybe I have to tweak one of the door knuckles, the knuckles. Well, then I got to take the door back off, right? So then I don't want to start messing with this. I want this to be nice and easy so that I can pull these hinge pins back out and all that kind of stuff. Once I get done with the entire door, that's when I'll tap everything down into place, and I'll be real careful when I do that so I don't mark up the door, the back side of the door, or the door casing. Okay, that's it so far. And you know, on this door here, I don't know if they ever put a door bumper on it or not, because see where the bottom is. it's way out here. Normally that's where your door bumper is. Could I put a door bumper on here? Yeah, I could. I could way over here until it hits that. And I might. Because see, what's going to happen when I put that door handle on, it's probably going to hit that one. See? And I don't know if they ever drilled and put a door bumper on here from before. See there? Look at that. They didn't. There's no hole for the door bumper, so I'm going to have to make a strategic decision on that. And I'll put the door bumper on last. Okay, after I put the doorknob on and line it all up and figure out exactly where I want to put it, or if I want to leave it off or whatever. Okay, you can make that decision later. Okay, well, there you go. That's all I'm going to do for right now until I get the door handle installed. I can go about my business, and I can hang other doors if I want. You know, I want to get this door 100% today. So once I get the doorknob out, I'll put the door strike plate in, and then I'll figure what to do here. And a lot of times I like to, this is my pet peeve, is where the door latch comes out. If it's not flush, I like to line it up perfect, because lots of times they just dado this out with the door machine, and usually they're not dadoed out 100% perfect. See this side here where it's really deep? This side isn't as deep, is it? And if you screw that in tight, lots of times the edge of the plate of the latch face isn't going to be flush with there. I like them flush. Now this one here was sticking way in too, but after I did my little trick, look how nice and flush that is. Look at that. See there? That's how I like to see all of them, and hopefully you do too. I'll show you that on a different video when I install that doorknob. Okay, and so that's it so far. And here's the other thing too. When we installed this carpet, we got a carpet that's a slight shag. The cut pile is kind of tall, and initially Mommy was wanting to get a thick carpet pad, a little bit thicker than what was down here. And I said, no, I don't think you want to do that. And we've got to watch it, because the other carpet, it was cut pile, a tight cut pile. It might even been slightly level loop with cut pile. I can't remember now, but it was tight. And I said, if we get stuff that's too thick, we may have to undercut the doors. I really don't want to undercut the doors. I wasn't quite sure how much room was underneath the existing doors. All those types of things you have to consider when you replace your carpet and your carpet pad. Now see these doors here? It's just barely rubbing on the carpet. That's fine. I'm not going to mess with that. I'm not going to try to undercut the door by just a hair. See this one here? Going into a closet. It's just a little bit, and over time the carpet is gonna lose a little bit of puffiness, because you're going to be walking back and forth through here all the time, and eventually it's going to be fine. But right now I don't mind that rubbing the carpet that little bit at all. But if it's rubbing kind of hard, oh yeah, now you've got to undercut all your doors. You know, that's not part of what I really wanted to do. I'm calling that good. Okay. Now here's one more thing to consider. If you didn't see the last video I did, I just hung another door just like this in the guest room down there. I haven't put the doorknob on yet. I'll make a video of when I put the doorknob on. Okay, but you see how the door is just slightly rubbing on the carpet. I'm calling that good. I'm not going to mess with it. Okay. But if that was any harder than that, and if it was making a big old trail here, I'd have to make a decision about undercutting the door. And then you got to take the door down, take it outside, mark the bottom of the door, mark it, score it with a sheetrock knife, put some masking tape on the edge so that your your saw, table, fence is not going to rub on the pre-finished, nicely painted door. And then you cut that off, bring it back in here, rasp off the edge all the way around, bring it back in here, and install it. You know, that's a video series in itself, how to undercut doors. You know, but this is just not enough for me to really be too concerned about. I don't think Momi's gonna care too much about that. But if it was making a big old mark all the time, then it might be something, yeah, I probably should shave it off. And so I'd probably shave that off. I could shave it off a 1/4 inch, or you can leave a gap. Lots of times you look at your door between the bottom of your door and your carpet. Sometimes you may have a gap 1/2 inch, 3/4, even more than that sometimes. You know, depending who the last person was, what was on the floor last. If you replace your carpet and pad and you put down a hardwood floor or something, of course you're going to have a gap, because you're not going to have the sponge carpet pad underneath the carpet, and depending how thick your carpet is, you have all that down. If you put a flooring that's only 5/16 or 3/8 thick, you know, hardwood floors or laminate floors or a vinyl flooring, planking, I would have a gap under there, wouldn't I? So you're going to have to decide for yourself, do I undercut the doors or not? Well, that's all I got for this time. But I'll be back with more videos as always. What door am I going to install next?